160. So today we're going to continue on with trying to overload this cable just here. Last week we didn't succeed. We only got to 25.9 amps before we had to stop because we ran out of load. But this week we've got all this extra stuff just here. We've got two 3000 watt heaters just here. We've got the small 2000 watt heater just there. And then we've got a 2500 watt hot plate just there that's going to give us approximately 10,500 watts extra, or 10,500 watts this week that we've got to play with. We do have a hairdryer here. It's a little bit noisy, so we tried to go with more quieter load this week. The hairdryer will give us another 1,400 watts worth of load. So we're going to write that on the board. So we'll have the small heater is giving us 2,000 watts. 2 times large are giving us 6,000 watts. And then we've got the hot plate giving us 2,500 watts. And then we've got the hairdryer at 12 to 1,400 watts. Okay, so that's giving us what, nearly 12,000 watts, we'll say, this week. Okay, right, so again, last week we didn't quite get to temperature, so we only got to 62 degrees last week. The theory is that this 150 watts, 150 degrees, the PVC starts to soften. We hope we don't have to go too far over that and try and get it to 200 degrees, because I'm not sure if softening is quite enough for it to melt and actually for the cores to touch each other and have a dead short, and then we'll hopefully have a blowout. Failing that though, this week, if you just stay there 2 seconds, I have got some 1 amp bow wire. So hopefully, obviously this 1 amp bow wire should only take about 250 watts. This should be a lot easier if we don't manage to pop this flex this week. We will get straight to it. We won't bother explaining too much about the setup. We have got our power monitor here, which tells us how many amps are going through the system, so we can keep an eye on that. And straight away, we'll get on with loading it up. We'll start with the 2,000 watt small heater. So that is blowing now. And then we'll also go straight with the hot plate at 2,500 watts. So with those two on at the moment, we are up to 19.5 amps. Okay, so not very much. So we're up at 19.5. Okay, and we'll get the, because obviously we're waiting for temperature build up. So right now we have got about 32 degrees on the flex. So again, not very much. We need to get that above that, because we know that last week it could handle 25.9. So let's go straight for one of the big heaters. We have already got these set to 2, so that should go straight up. Yeah, so right now we're at 31. So we know that we need to leave the cable a little bit this week to try and get it so that it warms up. It's already feeling warm, to be fair. Let's have a look at the temperature now. So yeah, again, I think last week the temperature was 62, it says on the board, and we're already at 59, 60, 62. Right, okay, what I'm going to do anyway is I will put my safety glasses on, just in case. So in case anything does decide to pop. We should be quite far away from that just yet. Okay, yeah, so it's holding 30 amps, and we're staying steady at about 65 degrees there. So right, let's whack the next heater on. So we are going to go straight. Oh, let's put it on 1 first. Okay. So now we've got 38.5 amps going through. So again, the max that we were supposed to have, or safely have, on this cable was 6 amps. And the temperature is building up quite rapidly now. So it's at 90. So Russ, I suggest that you put your safety glasses on. You've got them on, sweet. So we're both safe. We probably will have to get shields if these experiments continue, because the explosions will potentially get bigger. They might be quite small, they might be quite subtle. That's the thing with cable damage. Sometimes the whole cable could melt, and it could touch the whole way along and we could have a big blowout, or it could just and just pop out a little bit at one end. Right, we're getting up to 102, 104 now. So this is actually only backed up by a 50 amp breaker at the moment. So there is going to be quite a bit of load that goes through this when it does pop. So you can see the actual temperature of the cable now is 85. Again, we need to think if it's going to get up to come out in temperature, it needs to get to 150. So 90 there. That's actually quite cool because obviously the cables there are that much bigger. They're 4mm cables. They're still getting quite warm. 100, we're at 100 now, so we're almost at 150. You know, well, we're 2/3 there. Okay, 109, 110. We are just steady going up. Right, we will turn it up the next one. There is a high chance that we might actually get this cable to blow today. But let's see. 102. Right, 120. Right. 131. Well, let's step back a little. Okay, so we're at 140, we're 150 degrees now. So there's a high chance. You can see the cable sagging quite a lot there. 42.9 amps pumping through the 0.75mm flex. I can see we're actually putting quite a lot of load on that now. Right, it's staying at about 144, 145. Okay, what are we at? Okay, yeah, but the problem is the temperature's going down now. We've had a bit of a problem. 34. This heater. Right, back to 30 degrees. So let's see if the temperature starts building up again. Okay, what we're doing, back to 43 amps on there now. Sorry about my shake hands. We'll have to get a tripod for the thermal imaging camera. So 140 degrees. Why are we still not quite 38? All right, let's turn the hairdryer on. Okay, trying to place it out of the way. So what we're at now, 44 amps. Right, keep an eye on the cable. Jesus, it's sagging. Look at it melting there. Look at it melting just there. Okay, we're about 153. It's not getting too much more, but you can see the literal PVC outer layer now is just absolutely glowing. It's gone back down to 33. So we're obviously not. The problem is the heaters are all just playing havoc with each other. One down again. Jesus, we're gonna have to get some more stable load. Okay, right, let me switch it all off. Right, what we'll do, we'll just switch off the mains power. We're back down to 0. Right, I'm gonna switch that completely off right now. So it looks as if we may well have popped the fuses or something along those lines in the heaters, because obviously we've got so much heat going on here, so they're all just playing havoc with each other and stopping each other getting obviously hot enough, and then the thermostat is cutting out the electrical supply to the elements, which is obviously giving us the current and the load. So I can't remember what we got to. What did we get to? About 44. About 44. 44 amps. And we got to 150 degrees C. So let's have a little look at this cable and see just how much. Yeah, it's quite hot. You can see Yeah, I'll turn the mains off. Oh, my trusty pen. Yeah. Okay, so yeah, you can see it come right up here, Russ. Look at this. You can see that all the metal, all the PVC was melting. Really, literally just coming out. Or you can just feel the cores touching there. Right, we'll let everything just cool down for a minute, and then we'll see if the heat has come back on, because I don't think we're very far away from that exploding. But again, we will do the same to the bell wire in a couple of minutes. If we can't get these to load up again, I'm sure that the load we've got working will actually pop the 1 amp. 1 amp, so that's 250 watts that's supposed to take. So hopefully, you know, we know that this has taken a ridiculous amount over, probably 8 times over what it's supposed to take. So I'm pretty certain that the 1 amp bell wire will take at least 4 amps, I'd say, before it decides to start melting. It's very thin, the PVC on that though, so that will be quite interesting. But yeah, we'll come back to you in 2 seconds. We'll just see if we can let everything cool down, and we'll go from there. Okay, so we're back, and what we have done is we have managed to get the heaters working again. They just got too hot and just switched themselves off. So we have set them back up and moved them apart so that we've got a little bit more air running around them, and that will hopefully cool them down. We're going to go straight to it. There is a high chance though, where I was squeezing the cable, I may well have damaged the cable a little bit. So I'll go over this side as we switch it on and put my safety glasses back on. Right, so let me put I'm going to put that where the actual mount is. Right, we'll go straight for it. We'll go hot plates, little heater, 2 big heaters, and the hairdryer. Straight away. Okay, straight to 49 amps. 49. We've got to let the temperature build up a little bit. 69, 70. 82, it's building up nice and fast. Again, still 48 amps, so we're really pumping it through it now. 130 degrees. Again, we're actually pulling at 238 volts at the moment. I don't know if it's because we're drawing so much. There can't be much left in this cable. It was actually melting on the cable clips as well. Right, we're at 150 degrees again now. Should be quite a loud, reasonable spark when it does go. So this is about another 2 minutes that it's managed to hold 44 to 48 amps, 160 degrees now. So should be well on the way to melting. Oh, there we go. Here we go. Here we go. What's going on? We've got smoking now. The whole thing is literally smoking. Sure, we're going to have a blowout. Let's have a look at the temperature there. It's 150 degrees right in the center. That's 50 amps. So imagine that was in your loft running through and someone had wired, because the equivalent wattage that we've done today is actually of about a shower, a 12 kilowatt shower. Oh, it stinks now. Okay, so we're still not having a... Okay, so this flex is holding well, man. That is 48 amps. Smoking like a trooper. 160 plus degrees. Jesus Christ. Smoking like a trooper. 160 plus degrees. Jesus Christ. And we have it. Right, let me just drop the power. Oh, we actually took the breaker out for the... No, okay, so we actually took out the whole power there. I'll probably have someone angrily come out in a second and tell me that I've switched off the whole power to the house. So, in conclusion, today, it takes... We don't even have to do the bow wire now. That's absolutely perfect. We actually got a decent blowout on the cable. So we actually got to 48 amps down a 0.75 mil flex. You can feel the heat. It's also coming off the heaters, but you can really feel it coming off the cable now. That's so cool. How long's the video going on for now?
4.5 minutes.
4.5 minutes. So it probably lasted, I'd probably say about 8 minutes. That's absolutely amazing. For something that we're told obviously safely can take 6, we knew it would take more than that, but I did not expect it to get to 48. And that was brilliant the way that it smoked and had a little pop at the end. So yeah, in conclusion, it can take, the answer is, we actually have an answer for once. A 0.75 mil flex can take 48 amps for a good 8 minutes. Not 100% scientific, but interesting all the same. Next week, we will be trying to, we'll probably just blow out the Blowout to see how much that can take. We might move up a cable, but obviously we need to get more load. Or we might do the extension reel where we overload an extension reel. But thanks for joining us this week. We're welcome to your comments in the comment section. Tell us what you think, what other experiments you think that we should do, and how we've done today. So it was brilliant this week. And yeah, I'll see you again next time.